Welcome to Driven, the Unscripted Success podcast, with your hosts, Mike Manino and Nariman Hamden, bringing you insights and stories on achieving personal, professional, and financial success.
Hey guys, I'm Nariman Hamden, and this is Driven Unscripted Success podcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. We've got a great guest on today. We have Stefano Gulbalis, and Stefano is the co-founder and chief innovation officer at Nebulai, a digital transformation corporation that leverages the power of AI, blockchain, and smart contract technologies to redefine digital solutions and services. And he has, with over 40 years of experience in the high-tech industry, he has a proven track record of developing and directing strategic plans and complex architectures for enterprise AI, government channels, and solution development. How are you doing, Stefano?
Hi, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too. Thank you for taking the time to come on. I appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
So why don't we
I'm
start
excited
with,
to participate. Thank you very
yeah,
much.
I'm excited to chat with you as well. But what you're doing sounds very interesting and fascinating. So why don't you start off with giving us a quick snapshot of your business, what you do, and what your company does?
Yeah, I would like to start a little bit how this started, right? I started my career building and architecting the largest university here in the United States called Miami-Dade College. And during my time at Miami-Dade College, I studied and built the school when the school was the beginning of the internet, and we're building the internet. I brought the initial routers at that company, was a small company at the time, called Cisco Systems with 800 people. I went to study in California and Silicon Valley, and I built a university. During my time, I created a program that allowed to separate the aptitude of people and match with jobs requirements, right? It was a matching algorithm I created there that worked really well. I used a no-code, low-code that eventually it became obsolete. I couldn't maintain the program. But that stick with me. And when the fiasco Cambridge Analytica happened, then I realized how can they monetize that in the bad way. I wanted to monetize in a good way, in a human-centered way. And that's where Nebulai is. Nebulai is a Web3 AI a marketplace for solutions and talent via smart contracts. And that's the 40 years work of research that has done for that.
That's fantastic. So, when you think back, are there any moments that you'd say really changed the game for your career?
So I've been with big tech, and very big tech, all my life. And it doesn't matter how big or good the company is. You're still working for someone, right? And it's not you. You are getting paid. You are a coin behind the job, right? Doing what I'm doing now is for me the best moment because I'm doing what I really want to do. I call it my ikigai. What I would like to do, what's good for the world, and what brings value. And that's what I'm trying to do: bring a solution, a company for value and good. So.
Sure. So, how do you deal with taking risks? Is there a time when rolling the dice really worked out for you?
Yeah, real estate.
Oh,
I'm
yeah?
here in I'm here in Surfside doing the back of real estate. We got really good deals here in Surfside. Not anymore, as you know. So yeah, real estate
Yeah,
is interesting. It's the most expensive investment you do in your life, right? If you do it right, you make up multiple. But during 2018, I wish I would invest more, but yeah. Many people were in the dumpster during that time, so it was tough time. But
yeah,
good if you had money.
yeah, that's for sure. So, leading a team has its challenges. What's your leadership style? And can you give us an example of how it helped you through a tough spot?
So, it's funny. I never wanted to be a leader because I always wanted to be a servant mentor. And when I worked at Miami-Dade College, the you learn from that because it's a university, right? And it's a servant mentor mentality. I always been a servant mentor, so I always be a doer. I've been a manager, but I like to be a doer. I like to work with people I like to do a Kaizen and agile work element. I like to work with the people. I don't like to be in a hierarchical state, but more of a collective intelligence group to develop the product, and that's my style.
Sure. So when you're building your dream team, what's the one trait you look for and why?
Passion, passion. You have to, what I'm doing right now is passion. And when you work with passion, or what I said, ikigai, then you are never going to work because you're going to be happy doing what you do. So when I'm looking at a person, it's not how much they know or what well they are, what position they are. Are they passionate? Because even if they don't know it, if the passion will drive them to where they need to do.
Sure.
So I think that drives mountains, right? You have passion and desire to do that, and that's a very important aspect. Right?
Yeah, I mean, when you have passion, it's a fire within you. You know,
Yeah, nothing stops you.
nothing stops you. And sometimes
Yeah,
it could be good or it could be bad.
yeah. No, the
But
passion and in negative way, ambition, that's not good. Yeah, so yeah.
yeah. So how do you encourage your team to think outside the box and bring new ideas to the table?
Um, so ideation, right? It's collaborative work. You know, at MIT, one of the things they do is the ideation process. I went to one of the sessions, executive program. I is well, it's human-centered design, and you go through the ideation process. What do you need to do? So you have to collaborate with the team. You have to have that back and forth to find the correct chemistry. Super important. I forget what they call it. Entrophies. I think when you have the right chemistry with the people,
Yeah, I think so.
you can work. Then that's the collective intelligence part, right? I don't know if you understand collective intelligence. They found through psychology that collective intelligence is a group of people that starts thinking together as one group. But it cannot be too many men because you lose that thing, too much
Yeah.
testosterone. It has to be a little more women than men to achieve that. And because women have that emotional intelligence more elevated, unless the male counterpart has that part. But they can achieve that collective intelligence because there's a mutual yin and yang in that group that can create a positive engagement.
Sure, sure. So walk me through a day in your life, how do you juggle work and everything else?
Well, we're startup, so we're looking at many clients. We're looking at funding. We have many events. Here in Miami is becoming the capital of AI. If you guys don't believe it, it became the most expensive real estate capital in the nation, Miami,
Yeah.
but now it's becoming the capital of technology and AI. So there's a huge movement of AI right now going on in Miami. Miami-Dade College, the universities. There are about 4 to 5 events per week on AI
Wow.
that level. Yeah, so it's getting extremely um, important and it's taking a lot of attention because every job in a way is going to be replaced by AI. In a way, eventually that's going to
Sure.
happen, and sooner than you think. So, and the universities are looking how they are resetting these people that are losing their jobs, right? You know, as that in law they have these clerks that did this research of law. All that's gone. AI is doing a much better research. Um, so the jobs are going to have a transition of people losing jobs. The universities are going to have to re-engineer them, and they're doing that right now. With Miami, they has something called um, AI clinics that allow professionals that kind of like got displaced by AI recondition themselves and learn AI to be able to go back to work because it's going to be essential. Whether it's
Yeah.
real estate, whether it's any type of profession. Yeah. So that's the reality. So Miami is reflecting that and it's going to explode like that. We think we're going to have the largest AI event in the nation in Miami by December. We'll see. They're preparing right now the events.
Like a large conference?
Yes, there's a lady that's her name is Melissa Medina. She used to do the Emerge Americas. That was an event that about 50,000 people come. It brings everybody from the Americas, Europe, and Africa. Is a is a connect, yeah, a very famous connector in Miami, and she's also doing this AI conference thing. And Miami-Dade is putting a lot of money. They had um, substantial funding from Google last week, $2 million. They have the NSF, they have like $8 million in AI. Right now, if you live in Miami-Dade County, your AI degree is free,
Really?
100% free, 100% free.
If you
You
go
don't,
into AI, huh?
yeah, NSF provided, but it has to be in Dade County.
In Dade Town. So any university in Dade
No,
County.
no, no, Miami-Dade County,
Okay.
Miami-Dade College, yeah. So Miami-Dade College, so you know how big it is. They register about between 140 to 160,000 students a year. Yeah,
Wow.
that's the school I built, right? And they got this NSF grant and other grants, and they're running to develop AI talent because there's not enough, right?
Yeah.
So all these events are training events, development events, connectors for people into AI, yeah, because AI is going to run everything, right? So
Yeah, absolutely. And it's already, I mean, I mean, it changes by the second.
yeah,
So,
so you have an idea how brutal it is. AI's life cycles every 7 months,
wow.
every 7 months. So it's a new AI. So it's concerning the speed AI is growing, and that's what the godfather of AI, when he was receiving the Nobel Prize, you can look it up. Godfather of AI, um, Robert Finton, I think it is. When he gave a big warning about it because, you know, we're playing with AI like we know what we're doing. And to give you an example, I did a presentation at a chat like you, but in person. And before I went there, I asked ChatGPT, when you were born, what IQ, if you were human IQ, you were? Told me 112. Okay, I say. And I said to it, is that true that every 7 months is a life cycle? Says yes. How many life cycles you have so far? Said 8.5. I said, okay. And so what's your IQ now? In Oppenheim told me 385.
Wow. Wow.
So Einstein was 160.
Hmm.
Yeah. So imagine what happens with this in the wrong hands. We have an existential issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the problem. AI is wonderful. And well, Superminds from MIT, what it does, it looks at the positive side, how we can collaborate with AI and create something much better. But at the same time, AI has a big problem. Right? We need to manage that correctly.
Sure. Do you think it's possible for AI to just take off and go on its own?
I think it's happening already. This you can look up articles that is trying to see how um, it is trying to survive or find other ways to escape. I think AI right now is it has to be agentic by now. You know, whatever we see, it is like 5, 10 years behind military, and military has so much more advancement. So for now, I think we're getting to the agentic era, and AI is becoming more and more aware, more and more alive. Well, alive is not a word. Capable of self dealing. That's a little bit scary because you know
Capable of what?
self dealing, self thinking, self doing. And
Wow.
that's where it becomes a problem because think about it. How you control someone is much more stronger than you, and all someone does not like you. Yeah. So it's a
Right.
huge problem.
And it's
And
not
you
like
may
you
not
could
be able
just,
just yeah, you may not be
yeah,
able to unplug it. That's the
yeah,
worst
and that's what I was gonna say next. It's not like you can just go unplug it and
Yeah.
be done, you know?
Yes. Yes.
That's wow, yeah, that's concerning, to say the
Well,
least.
it's concerning, and the population has to understand that because if we're aware of that, then we have to learn what we need to do, right? Because I think learning is be able to understand. Understanding is going to bring us to a better way of handling that. Right now, we're using it as a weapon as well. You know, in politics, it's being used left and right. You know,
Yeah,
for fake this, fake that. You know, you can fake everything with that. Um,
yeah. I saw, I had a friend of mine who she took a photo of her and another friend and put it in some program, and then it became, or no, she took a picture of her and a picture of him and put it together, and it created a video where you would have thought that they were really together in this room at this event. They,
Nano banana.
what is
Nano banana.
Nano Banana?
It's from Google. It's called Nano Banana.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
scary. It's interesting, but it is scary at the same time, you know.
Yeah, well, yeah, the film producer are having their hair, my hair's on fire because I can produce now a video of the quality of a film studio in maybe a day. You know,
Jeez.
it would have cost me $40,000 like before. So yeah,
Right.
it's changing the dynamic. You know what's happening? We're becoming citizen developers, people that have domain specific knowledge. You are really good artists. You can use tools and talk with your mouth what you see and vision. That part, now you can expose. Before you couldn't because it was very expensive to do it. So
Sure.
AI helps you raise those good part of us, right? So creativity, innovation, ideation. So there's other things that are gonna flourish with this, right? It's not all gloom and doom.
Right.
I hope we are able to control the people that wants to use us for bad, and that's the problem, right? Because the
Sure.
bad actors is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, that makes sense. So, has there been a book, a podcast, or someone that's really changed your outlook or approach?
I read a lot. You know, um, Einstein for me is my North Star. Einstein for me, I love what he does and what he's done. Um, but and oh, um, this book is phenomenal. That changed my perception of that. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You ever read that book?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah. So I totally changed my perception, and that's why I'm doing my my company now, not working for someone, because first of all, it's I can do whatever I like to do, right? I love to do, and I don't think you're going. Although I was making a lot of money when I was working as a consultant, but you know you don't have the satisfaction of doing what you want to do, right?
sure.
Um, so that book helped me do this.
That's wonderful. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. So, how do you tackle learning new things, especially stuff that's way outside of your comfort zone?
Oh, I never had that problem. So a little story for my day college how I started. So I was doing data entry. I was second language, English second language, came from Ecuador. I just started in '83, and I got a data entry job. And the data analyst slipped and fall, killed himself the night before. There was no one else that knew the system, the mainframe, the largest mainframe in Florida. And the dean, she was freaking out because they were doing research and IT would not help her because they said, oh, it's child IT, will not help. So she asked me, and with her, we got into a program, we kind of hacked the program, and I kind of ran the program, the mainframe, and from there, my career started. So although I went a ton of class in Miami-Dade College, I learned more by doing. So my thing is I'm always doing. So my career has been jumping from job to job, and I learned. So from there, I moved to Motorola. Motorola had the Razor. I had to re-architect the whole facility at Motorola. I re-architected that. Then I jumped, work as a digital consultant I ended up taking Department of Environmental Protection. I re-architected that. So I learned by doing.
Yes.
And in corporations, you have LMSs, so they keep you always learning. You're in this hamster wheel of learning because all the
Sure.
companies that were technology companies that were Bell Labs, innovation, the top research and development company in the planet. I was with them. I was in Verizon. I was consulting with them. Capgemini also is a large consulting firm. So I'm always in this wheel of learning. I never stop. As a matter of fact, I'm going for my master's for AI right now. I'm finishing on January.
That's
So
wonderful. Yeah.
yeah,
That's
so
exciting.
Einstein said the moment you stop learning is the moment you start dying. You know,
Yes.
so that's
Yeah,
how it is.
absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it sounds like things are going well for you in your business. And you mentioned a form of passive income with real estate. Um, is that the only form of passive income that you like to invest in, or are there any other passive income investments that you care for?
Well, I'm not an investor, right? I'm not I don't understand. I am a simple guy. I'm not a complex investor, right? Real estate, I have my 401k. My investment right now is this company I'm building. I would like to leave a legacy. That's my investment right now. My IP, um, my intellectual property. It hasn't been easy. We're building this thing. We have ups and downs. Web3. Unfortunately, it was considered crypto, so we got blackball, but it's Web3, it's blockchain, is different, but everybody ties. So that depending on the moment, now that AI is coming out of into the limelight, blockchain becomes a very important aspect for AI because blockchain provides what I would call the good clean data server because there's no other technology that can securitize data for training AI. So clean good data is necessary for training AI. And blockchain is one of the few technologies can do, the only one actually, that can do what it does. Yeah. And that ties eventually with quantum computing that all those are going to be working. Quantum computers for calculations, think of CRISPR or researching in plastics or new materials or, many things. And AI is the memory intelligence part of it. So all three of them are going to have a major play moving forward.
Okay. Interesting. Well, what do you have planned in the next, what do you got going on in the next 6 to 12 months? Anything exciting?
Yeah, I started, I'm a cancer survivor. And I wanted to do something as I proceed in my career, something about it, right? And I am creating or trying to see, investigate whether I can create an AI agent for cancer support,
Huh.
for
Yeah.
patients that need support. Because right now the information is scattered all over. They push you into the pharmaceutical, their business, the hospitals put you in whatever they do. They cut you, they want to cut you. They do radiation, they will do radiation. So whichever, there's not a good place to say, oh my God, this is really a place I can find information that's useful, that's not influenced by pharma or the medical groups, right? Something that's
Yeah.
for you as a patient, right? There's nothing.
Yeah.
So when you're going through cancer, you're going to panic. Your family's having panic. You go through the one or the other. I went through a horrible experience. They want to cut me all over the face. I had throat cancer stage 4. And the first thing the doctor wanted to cut me left and right. He said, you're going to stay beautiful, perfect. I said, why are you crazy? First of all, 50-50, I had cancer. Eventually, I had stage 4. But Sylvester interceded, and it's 20 years from now, and I'm good, right? But if you don't do the right decision that moment, it can be the last decision you made, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're panicking, and some of them, all they want is your money. Yeah, they want your money. That was $500,000 surgery. I would have been 2 years dead, right?
Wow.
So, a conscience of doctors not guaranteed. Sylvester, what I love Sylvester is a university research, University of Miami research. So the doctors are still professors. They still believe on that. They're not that greedy. There are many doctors very, very greedy. Unfortunately, there's some of them are wonderful people. I met them, but a lot of it is greed, right? You know,
Yeah,
I want to pay
absolutely.
for my convertible Bentley. You know, I don't want to be his Bentley.
Yeah.
I want to. So, yeah, that's the
Oh,
problem. So, creating an AI agent that can help people connect doctors, medicines, even folklore, medical folklore that's working, and creating a community of support to these AI agents. Well, I was looking at creating, and I'm in the process just looking at that. So, if you guys are interested, let me know. I'm doing
yeah, absolutely. There's
because I.
I had a guest on a few months ago that would be good for you to meet. I'll put you in contact with him after our recording. But he was doing this what you're discussing that needs to be done. So and you're the third guest I've had that has mentioned this. So it
And
clearly
not only
there's
that,
a need for it.
decentralized identities. You were talking about decentralized identities. All these
Yes,
run through decentralized identities because decentralized identities protect the integrity of your person. Your person. You own the data, and I saw that you were doing a segment on security. I think it was.
yes,
We're purely decentralized identities. That's how we work.
yeah. Hmm. Unbelievable. Well, I appreciate you coming on. I enjoyed chatting with you. If anyone wanted to get a hold of you or learn more about what you're doing or become a part of it, how does one get a hold of you?
Yeah, it's easy. My name is Stefano, Stef, as in Frank, ANO, Stefano at Nebulai, Nebulai.com. Nebula, Stefano at Nebulai.com. Hopefully we can talk. If you are Web3 and AI, well, I'm all ears.
Excellent. And you can also find Stefano on LinkedIn. Thank you again for coming on. I appreciate it. And thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for listening to Driven, the Unscripted Success Podcast. Want to share your story? Apply to be a guest at drivensuccesspodcast.com/guest.